Colin McRae was joint 6th fastest, although he thumped a gate post on the stage, denting his door and shattering the window. It would be a cold morning in the car, since the next service area wouldn't be until after stage 4 at Silverstone. McCrae could only manage the 14th fastest time, the new air conditioning system causing a distraction, but Colin must have been happy enough. He was now ahead of Richard. The Ford team were already preparing a new driver's door for Colin up at Silverstone, but Thomas Rådström was about to even things up. On this occasion, co-driver Gunnar Barth would be the one to feel the cold. Many of the cars were now sporting body damage. A new door awaited Colin McRae's Ford Focus at Silverstone, but there were other worries on his mind. 20 minutes were all his mechanics had, but as team boss Malcolm Wilson was to find out, Colin wanted a new gearbox as well. With many of the crews struggling in the conditions, it seemed different tyres were on McRae's wish list as well.
It's extremely slippery and just struggling to get some grip. We're going to take a different tyre choice now to try and improve things, but hopefully it's going to get better.
What happened on the first stage?
I just slid a bit wide again, lack of grip, and just slid wide and hit a bale. Hit it quite heavily, it was protecting a concrete post, so I hit the door quite hard, but only superficial damage really.
Thomas Rådström's the next one through. This is the first of the Ford Focuses that we've seen going down into that slippery, muddy downhill section towards the lake. Thomas Rådström, now Harry Vatanen, who's watching back in the studio in Cheltenham, knows his co-driver very well because he has Gunnar Barth with him, ex-Vatanen co-driver. His co-driver is normally Fred Gallagher, but Fred, of course, is the clerk of the course on the network queue, so can't drive alongside Thomas. And this is his first ever Rally Great Britain after 10 years in the sport. And once again, he's fancied to do very well here. And here's a question for you. When did Ford last win Rally of Great Britain?
1979.
You've been looking at my notes.
I guessed. Thomas Rådström, of course, sadly won't be in the Ford. He's gone very wide at that nasty little chicane. There's a tree, just stopped short of the tree towards the end of the run now. And of course, Thomas Rådström, he's lost his drive with Ford next year with the arrival of Carlos Sainz. So he's on a rally, sort of a hiding to nothing. If he does well, he might attract a drive for next year. But if he does something silly, he could not get a drive at all. So he's in a bit of a knife edge of his career right now, and needs just a good steady result here, and doesn't need to catch one of those trees.
They did a double cut there. Several drivers looking for possibly no drive at all next year. That one driver, Skoda, we were talking about earlier on, is available. But apart from that, the top manufacturers know their lineups for next year, and that off at the chicane has cost him, well, 6.6 seconds overall. So Rådström started so well. Driver on this section. Right, here's Colin with bent door.
McCrae, who's had a real McCrae morning by the sounds of it. Little mistakes, lots of speed. They reckon the Pirelli tyres were quicker in this morning's conditions. They're saying that, of course, they run on Michelin. The Fords run on Michelin, the same as Toyotas and most of the opposition. Colin, more air than anyone else. So maybe he's got a different tyre on for this stage. Will it have shown? 44.7 to beat at the first split. McCrae stops the clock. Yes!
Well,
no. Half a second the wrong way.
You know, seeing the new doors on the car there, apparently they were up in Silverstone. They had a show car there for the sponsors. And the mechanics went in and just whipped these doors off and went past all the security people who were on their intercom saying, hey, somebody's just come in and stolen the doors off this show car, Colin McRae's mechanics. He's had a difficult season. This has been the first season for the Ford Focus in World Rallying. They had all the problems with the water pump at the start. Tremendous results for them in Safari in Portugal where they won, but since then it's been a kind of upside down season.
Yes, it's been very disappointing. He's made mistakes, the car's had problems, and Colin always wants to drive to win a rally, but obviously this year they're probably expecting too much. He won a couple early on, probably gave almost a false confidence, and we've seen the car break down a couple of times towards the end of the season, plus a couple of accidents, and Colin really wants to get a good finish, but he knows maybe the car's not quite ready for it yet.
How much will the accident he had in Australia have affected him? If people don't know, he went from 183 kilometres an hour to 0.
He's quicker now, he's quicker now.
I mean, obviously not affecting at all. He is going for it from the work. Do you think about that at all? You've had a major accident, you're going to your next event.
Colin doesn't. He's had so many, they're like water off duck's back. He won't think at all about that accident. He's so egged on by the spectator day stage. He loves his fans. He can hear those hooters going. He's had the bagpipe man starting him off all over the place. And he doesn't care. And this will be very... Watch over this crest. So easy to make a mistake. We saw how steady Lloyd took it. and even Colin McRae respecting this nasty chicane between the trees. But here the klaxon's going, and if you want to see someone cut the corner, I think McCrae will take more than anybody else did.
I still think he's the man they've come to see.
Scotland the brave. Here we go. This will be more grass than tarmac. Oh.
Very interesting with Carlos Sainz as his teammate next year. A little bit of tension in the team perhaps. Maybe it'll bring the best out of it.
There's no doubt those corners where they've been cutting, the tarmac's getting more slippery, and these later runners are actually having less grip on the tarmac than the early ones did. And McCrae